Hello, everybody. This is your boy CJ. Welcome to another episode of Relationships Unleashed. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's plaguing pretty much a good number of people in relationships. Maybe not a good number, maybe I'm exaggerating it, but this has to do with saying no while in the other room. But essentially, saying no to sex, your partner saying no to sex, multiple times. It's not just a one-time thing. Saying no to you multiple times. What does it really mean? And does it translate to a hall pass? Now, I know many people know what hall passes is, but let's just mention it just for the sake of it, right? So hall pass is essentially where you are given the liberty to go and have sex outside your relationship, right? Now, it could just be mingling, but of course we know where it's leading to, because somebody is being deprived and starved of their sexual needs. So that being said, the question now becomes, how many times or how many no's translates to a hall pass. And before we actually get into this, let's look at the whole issue of, because you got to put into consideration that there's legitimate reasons why a partner could constantly be saying no. We all know about health issues, so if they have any kind of health issues that really affect their abilities to perform this, that could be factored in. They might be taking some medication that messes with their hormones or vitals in such a way that they will not be able to be an active participant in this. That's one thing. Now we know there's other things like financial. Now I've mentioned this whole financial thing when it comes to relationships. Finances is like it's bad. It's bad when there's money issues in any relationship. I don't care if you guys are good with managing money. I don't care. Like once there's a bind, it starts affecting either one person or both parties. It doesn't matter if you guys are living together, living separately. Once it starts affecting, it translates. So we could excuse financial, but then we really shouldn't, because at the end of the day, you still have a relationship to keep up with, right? But some people can factor that in. There's other things like religious beliefs. I personally don't think that should be factored in now, except if it's for a particular period. Now, I know like Catholics might have a time when they are not supposed to, mate, or they should remain clean. And I've always had an argument with that, because, if it's the same Catholic that the same church that brought you guys together, maybe if it's a husband and wife situation, then it kind of doesn't apply. We actually have instances in the Bible where it says that both of you kind of still have to agree to hold off on it. But there's other religions that might take offense to doing it at a certain time, especially when it's a marriage. Now, when it's not marriage, then of course, if you have religious hindrances, then it's something you should bring up from the get-go, so your partner wouldn't come in wondering why you are saying no to sex, right? Or why you are now starving them of sex. So definitely this is something that should be addressed at the beginning. If it's a religious thing and you guys are just dating, it's something that should be brought up at the beginning, because for sure it's gonna come up and it might break or not break the relationship. So why waste time letting him know 3 months into the thing, or letting her know 4 months later that, oops, I can do this, right? So that's that. There's things like maybe past sexual abuse experiences, things like that. We're going to keep them out of this discussion, because there's like two-edged swords with these things. If you've been in this abusive relationship before, why did you jump into another one if you're gonna now punish the new guy or the new girl, right? If it's something that occurred while you're already in that relationship, then of course, by all means, you need a partner that would be understanding and support you through the ordeal, whatever measures that you guys have to take, right? But we're not talking this. We're just talking the general no. No because I can say it. No because you didn't buy me something last year or last 2 weeks. Just cantankerous no's. So how does this? Now, keep in mind, I totally understand that relationships go through hiccups. So somebody might be upset at somebody for something that the other party did or didn't do, right? But there's always limitations to this anger. If you're in a committed relationship, you cannot go cold turkey on somebody because you think you're trying to punish them. Because what happens with this is it becomes like a sore wound. So even when you guys make up, they have it in the back of their mind that this is the kind of person you are. So it's really not healthy for the relationship anyway. But all those aside, let's just discuss the no's because I can. No's because I'm not feeling it. No because I'm tired every day of the week, and I'm gonna remain tired for the remaining of this week, so just deal with it, or don't even ask, right? So those kind of cantankerous no's, how many of those would translate to your partner being like, okay, I think I now have the mandate to go outside and sleep with somebody else. I now have the mandate to do what I want to do, right? And that could be put in many terms. It might not be quote unquote to go and do anything. It might just be them also misbehaving. So hall pass doesn't necessarily mean that the person will go and sleep with somebody else. They might not, but of course, they have disconnected from you, and that's not a good thing either, because with the disconnect comes a lot of things that they are probably not even thinking of doing, but now is fair game. So I want us to kind of look at this from both sides. Before you get somebody that actually starts saying no back to back to back, there's a possibility that there's a problem. Something happened, right, that they're not happy about. It could be what you did, it could be what you didn't do, it could be how you treated somebody, it could be something. Now, some of these things are legit, right? There's things that somebody could do and it will be a legit reason for your partner not to be feeling you at the time, or at that particular day or moment in time. I get that, right? And that's a legit thing. Now, could you push this? Could you push this for past the first day, past the first week, past the second week? How long could you push it? And now it's no longer just about what you did. Now it's like becoming two wrongs. Would that ever be a right? We all know that it wouldn't, right? So at what point should we stop? At what point should you understand that this partner is somebody that you're in a relationship with? You got in this full heart knowing that you love this person to some extent, right? There has to be some love or you wouldn't be in the relationship. There has to be something you were feeling about the person or you wouldn't be in this relationship. So for you to go cold turkey, it could be understandable to an extent. And once it breaks that extent, there is a problem because I feel like you have opened up a can of worm. It might be a can of worm that you've been dealing with or you guys have been dealing with, in closed doors. But now it's open and the other person is, of course, not happy with you. So, I've come across books where they would say, go to therapy, go for this, go for that. Maybe therapy works. Maybe it does if you're in a marriage. I don't really know about relationship, like if you're just dating somebody. If you guys are serious, maybe it will work. But the truth is that the person doing this know what they're doing. We're not talking kids here. This is adults. You know what you're doing, and you're doing it for something you believe is right. Now, if you're with a partner that just does things to irk you or to irritate you or to piss you off, then good luck. I don't know why you're still in that relationship, but if it's the other way around, if it's just a situation where it's a one-time thing, they really care about you and they're really truly upset about this. I feel communication is the key. I feel you need to talk to the person. Forget therapy, go to therapy if you want. Who cares? But not everybody has that whole mindset of therapy, because not only would it cost you money, it would also cost you time, and it doesn't always work out, right? So I feel like the first step has to be communication. If somebody is not delivering like they're supposed to, I feel like it's the other partner's obligation to at least bring it up. Look, babe, I don't really understand this, your nose. It's been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how long. I don't know how long is long, but if this partner is saying no, every week, every day of the week for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, Jesus, is this still a relationship? You guys just hanging out? So I believe there should be communication. In the absence or in the situation where such communication doesn't yield anything positive, the other partner doesn't budge, she keeps up with her no, or she's throwing on reasonable demands from you, then I feel like you have ultimately received a hall pass. Now, I want to hear you guys' opinion. I personally feel like a relationship is a commitment where two parties that are into each other have to be, compromising to make things work for the interest of both parties. Now, if it becomes a situation where one person loves this, the other person doesn't at all, then that's a totally different situation. If you're in with a partner, one person loves, intimacy, the other person doesn't, then I think that's really something that you shouldn't leave to linger around, because it's always gonna come back and bite. You have to be with somebody that's compatible. You have to be with somebody that wants what you want. That's the whole idea of dating before you move past the dating into a real relationship. You guys have to want the same thing. So if you're somebody that don't want sex, or you feel like this is not your thing, you don't even want to entertain this more than once a month, then you really should bring it up, because there's no need absolutely to get into a relationship with somebody that's vibrant with this, and then you're really on the dull side, and you think it's gonna work. It's never gonna work. It's probably gonna be hall pass every day, right? Now, that being said, let's now talk about this next part of it, which is when somebody takes this hall pass. Let's just assume they get a hall pass. And of course, I know that the other partner, whoever it is in this situation, is gonna disagree with me. I get it. You should, naturally, right? But you did what you did, and they believe that they received the hall pass that they received, and now it boils down to how they use it. Would it be considered cheating? That's the question. Would that be a legitimate reason to maybe consider them a cheat if they actually slept with somebody else? Now, we are not saying they did, but assuming that that's what the hall pass finally led to, could you legitimately consider your partner as having cheated, right? So that's the question that is presented at this particular point in time. In my opinion, relationships are supposed to be sacred. It's supposed to be between two people that are in love, that feel something for each other, that have the utmost regard for each other. Now, we all know relationships are hard, so nothing is going to be a walk in the park, of course. And I believe that that's why there should be communication and compromises. However, if things go all the way south, where there's where your other partner feels like, this is now way beyond my acceptability limits, or elasticity limits, whatever the case is, and they go out and do whatever they do, can you legitimately come back and be like, oh yeah, he cheated on me, I didn't do anything, but he cheated on me. Oh, okay, yeah, you should have just stuck around. Should your other partner just stick around while you continuously keep saying no's? And I personally don't believe that you should, but hey, it's relationship, it's your relationship, you know how best you want to deal with it. But the truth that nobody wants to say is that if you say no multiple times over for no justifiable reason, just because you're upset, and you keep up with your nose, and you keep up with your hell nose, the don't touch me's, the leave me alone, the get out of here, all those, if you keep up with those, you are definitely issuing a hall pass. And that hall pass may or may not end up being at your disadvantage. So if you're tired of a relationship, I strongly recommend you break up with the person. Break up already. Don't hang around and then keep frustrating your partner just because you can, right? So and if you end up doing that and it leads to that hall pass, I don't think you should come back and be crying wolf about how they have now violated the relationship or cheated on you, or whatever line that you're gonna decide to go out and start telling your friends. Stop, right? Stop. If you want to have the issue fixed, fix it before it gets to the hall pass. And that's what it should be. Fix it before it gets to the divide. Fix it before it gets to the hall pass, because it's gonna get there, guaranteed. It's gonna get there. Nobody is built to continuously keep taking abuse or continuously keep being okay with something that is not okay. We're not built like that. We're built to be happy. If we're in a relationship, it's supposed to be happy moments. Yes, there's gonna be hard times. Yes, there's gonna be conflicts, but it's not built to be a steady conflict going forward. Nobody is anybody's God. So guys, this is just our hall pass talk for today, and until next time, you guys have a nice day.